All right, you guys, hello. We're back. Um, I don't know. We'll keep it right there. So today I don't have that many topics. Maybe I just didn't write down much, or maybe I was like busy this past week. Oh wait, okay, maybe I was kind of busy. Um, yeah, I don't know. I didn't write down much, but this past weekend I had one of my best friends from back home come up, and she stayed with me. She came here for it was a K-pop concert in Virginia, but she came on Saturday, so we went to this Afrobeats party. It was for Nigerian Independence Day, which is today. And today's my mom's birthday. But we went to that, and then on Sunday we kind of just we went around to different markets. We had brunch at this Asian French spot, and then went to Eastern Market. Eastern Market is tea. Nobody told me that. Nobody told me that, and I was present presently pleasantly surprised. But yeah, it was fun, and it was just nice hanging out. Like I don't know, like you know how sometimes like you don't realize how much you miss someone until like they're there and you're like, wow, like I really missed you. Like it was like it's like that. And I was telling her that I was like, yeah, sometimes I'm like I don't even realize it until like we're talking and I'm like, oh my god, I missed you so much. Yeah, so like that was nice. That was really nice. But we went to this Nigerian Independence Day party. Um and it was actually this was like my first time pulling up to a party event whatever, and the crowd is my age. Literally it looked like college kids and like grad students. Like it literally looked my age group, because the thing we went to last the weekend before this past weekend, it was just aunties and uncles like I told you guys. So I was like but we pulled up, it was beautiful. I was like, I love Gen Z. Like everybody's fit was tea, like just a whole bunch of like afros and cornrows. I just loved it. I loved it so much. And then I went with two of the girls that I went to the other event with. One of them I met off Bumble BFF, and then the other one they met each other on Bumble BFF, and then I met her like in person. And she's really cool. The one I met off Bumble BFF is also Nigerian. But it was such a fun vibe. Oh my gosh. And that's why I love Afrobeats parties, because it's like the energy itself, you don't even have to know the songs. Like the energy itself will get you like up and moving. And so they played they played remember they played Ozeba, bro. I might insert a clip, but like genuinely I was like, and we were so when we got there, me and my friend got there, like me and my friend from back home, we got there, and we were kind of near like the DJ booth, which is in like the front. So you walk in, there's a DJ booth, and then this is like the crowd. So we just stopped kind of like right here, and then my friend from Bumble BFF, she pulled up on us, and she was like, "Hey you guys," I was like, "Oh my god, hi!" But it was like a lot of men, which I feel like I'm used to seeing a lot of girls, like I'm used to seeing a lot of girls, and we're just like having fun, da da da. There was a lot of men this time, so I was like, "Ooh, where the girls at? What's going on?" But as soon as they turned on that Rema song, like y'all will see it in the clip, but genuinely, I was recording, I was like this, because the DJ booth is right here, right? I'm recording, they're right here. They're like shouting, and I'm just like, oh my god. I'm like, yeah, Ozep. Like, bro, it was fun though. And everybody was really cool. Um, it's just good vibes. It was such good vibes, and I love that. And it makes me wish like I want to be an Afrobeats party. Like I love Afrobeats party. I want to be Afrobeats. I want to live in Afrobeats. You know. So yeah. And then okay, I was talking when okay. Oh my god, I did run club on Saturday. That was not that bad, but the things I witnessed while running that 2.8 miles, I was like, well, okay, jog and then kind of walked. Like I was getting there though, but I love the community. Like we were running, and this is with DRC District Running Club, I believe. But so my friend was telling me there's another. Oh no, this is Dana. I don't know if I've talked about Dana. Have I talked about that? I have no clue. But we met off TikTok and we've hung out like two or three times, four times. She's a vibe. She's also from Florida. Anyway, so I did that with her, and she was telling me how they normally have like different groups, like the faster groups, like like I was like, okay, I'm gonna be with the slowest group, like in the back. But she said they weren't doing groups today. I was like, right, right. Of course, they're not doing groups today. It's fine. So I start running, and somehow I end up in like I'm in the like last of the fast group, and I was like, oh, and I didn't peep it until like I slowed down and I saw people behind me, and I was like, okay, that's where I'm supposed to be. But anyways, so then we're jogging a little or we're running. I feel like I'm bad at pacing myself because I like running in a sense where it's like it just feels free and you just run and it's like fast. But when you're jogging, it gets kind of boring. I'm like, but obviously that's how you like build your endurance. You keep your pace, all of that, right? So I'm doing that. We get up this hill and I stop jogging. I'm walking because I'm like, that hill almost took me out. And a lady comes up from behind me. She was like, no, no, what? Come on. It's just the first mile. I was like, the first mile? I was like, I'm not used to any miles. I don't run, period. Like, I was like, so then obviously for her, like, I jogged again. So I'm jogging. Then we take a pause. I was like, okay, period. And then we started jogging down. And I was like, okay, I can jog down. Um, jog down a little. We hit a very neutral yeah. So then I start walking again because I'm like, ugh. But there was a police officer pulling up and he was like he was doing his siren like in support. And I was like, yeah, like, okay, cool. As soon as I stop jogging, he gonna look out the window and be like, hey, come on, you gotta keep going. Huh? Sir, like, don't you have like people to arrest? I don't know, but like, I literally was like, oh Lord. So then I start jogging again because I don't want to get arrested. Start jogging again, and then I think I ended up losing the fast group. Thank God. They were like very far ahead of me, but I still had like two or three people that I had in my eyesight, so I knew where to go. Um, I'm jogging. I get to a spot where there's like a crosswalk. Thank God. So I had to wait for the light to turn white because you know it's like red and it's white, whatever. But like white means you can go. I see a kid, like y'all. You would have thought this was a movie. There's a kid. So I'm here, this intersection. The kid's on the other intersection, and then it's a four-way, right? I'm over here. I see a kid coming down a hill running to this intersection. There's no cars here though, so I'm like, okay, maybe he's playing a game with his guardian. Like I was like, right, because the kid had to be like 4 because he's laughing, joking, da da da. Meanwhile, there's a Tesla pulling up behind him. I'm like, so, and I see an adult, right, like on the hill, but he's not chasing after the child. So I was like, that's not your guardian. Where's your like where's your adult? So then this part of the four-way traffic, the one coming this way and this way, because we're on this side, but the cars going this way and going this way, their light turns green. And so I'm like, oh my God, if this kid does not like pay attention or thinks that he's genuinely going to run into oncoming traffic. But the cars, I feel like they peeped what was happening because like no cars really moved. So I'm like, okay, can I go? But then like while I was thinking like, okay, like can I go get him? These cars are turning green. So I'm like, if this turns green and then they hit me, we both about to be out of luck. Cause I'm like, I was just like, that's not gonna help anyone. So then I I see someone come out of their car from these two sides. So someone comes out of the car and goes to like kind of get the kid. The kid thinks it's a game. He starts ducking and dodging like it's football. And I was like, no, no, no. You need to stay right where you are. So like the man, he's like, and the kid's like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. And I just see a lady come running down the hill. And I was like, that is your adult. She's running down the hill. She's running down the hill. Her and the man trap the kid. The man picks up the kid, hands it to the lady, hands him to the lady. And I'm watching the whole ordeal because I have to make sure my city is safe. I was like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Then I jog again, right? That was a very scary encounter because literally my heart dropped like 3 times when I thought he was genuinely gonna run into the road. Well, he was in the road, but like the busy road. So he's safe, thank God, amen. Okay, and then I finish up and I meet up with my friend because she, like she used to do track. So I already, she was like, "Hey, I finished up a bit ago." I was like, "Damn, I'm coming." Now I lost my OG group, and I just like by the time I got to where I was like, okay, I know how to get back to the start. So I just took I don't know if that was the right way, but I took a little shortcut. Got back there, and then we talked about it. She was like, "How do you feel?" And I was like, "I feel good." My legs have been kind of hurting because I did a crazy workout last Thursday. Loved it. It's called Workout with Wendy. Um, I literally felt like I was back in high school doing like volleyball conditioning. Like I literally was like, wait, I can get down with this. Even though I couldn't breathe and the sweat was dripping in my contacts, I enjoyed it and I would have gone yesterday, but I was in pain. But anyways, felt great. So then my hometown friend, her name's Amina, she came literally like I got back to my place, hopped in the shower, hopped out, and she had already like landed and was on the metro to my place. So I meet with her, we get her. Anyway, so we get back. But what I was originally gonna say before we swerved off into Run Club, what I was gonna say was I was talking to her and we were talking about like different tropes that we like. And I was like, I like the friends to lovers trope. Like I that is my OG trope. But then it's just I think it's because of like how I grew up. Like we grew up with and our town is very small. Like our hometown is very small. So it's like we have gone to school with the same people since like elementary or middle school. So it's like all of my like close friends I've known since I was 11, right? Um and that's just like so and I'm also like a hopeless romantic. I used to read or I still kind of do read, but I loved reading like romantic fiction, but not like it's like solely focused on the romance. It would be like high school, um boy likes girl, they've been friends forever, but now boy sees girl differently type, you know what I mean? And so like I'd be like, oh my god, that's so cute, right? So then she was like, I don't really like that because I feel like it gets awkward. And I'm like, she was like, within the friend group, like if y'all are in a friend group, it can get awkward because it's like, what if y'all break up and now everyone has to pick sides, right? And I'm like, I definitely understand that. I think, and so because she had asked me, she was like, friends within the same friend group. And then I was like, okay, no, maybe not friends within the same friend group. Because when I think about my experiences, they have not been in the same friend group and for good reason. But I was like, no, like y'all are just friends, like on like you have your own separate friendship with this person, right? And like that happens. And I feel like that is so much better because I do agree that being in a friend group and then dating someone who's also in the friend group, it gets messy way too quick. And no, and it's like everyone's in your business. That's one thing I don't like. And that's also another reason why in college, I never dated anyone or I never attempted to date anyone. Uh, because like, okay, wait. So like the people I would talk to would be very unknown, right? Now, there were like two or three times that I don't even know if you can call it approaching if it's through IG. I don't know, but like they would flirt, but I wouldn't really flirt back because I'm like I don't want it to turn into something and everyone knows who you are. So that means everyone's gonna know my business. And I don't like that, right? So I've always been that type of person. I don't like anybody in like my business. Yeah. So I feel like that's what would happen if you were in a friendship group, and that's what she was saying too. And then she was also like, but no, and then she was continuing to say that um what if like it can get awkward because like if it's one sided. And I'm like, okay, well see, to me that's not a friends to lovers because that's just you having a crush on your friend. Um because if it is one sided, I fear you have to keep it to yourself. I don't know, like and if it's been expressed that it's one sided via the other party because the other party's like, I don't really see it like that, you do need to keep that to yourself, King. You know what I'm saying? King's because but it's always men though. Like it's always it's like they end up liking their friend. Have I seen it in where it's vice versa and it's the girl or also this is for like heterosexual relationships, right? Like I haven't seen it where like it's the girl. Well, have I seen it where it's the girl who likes the boy and then the boy doesn't like her? Maybe I have, but not as in depth as like the vice versa. But I feel like I don't know how difficult it would be. Like, let's say if it's girl and girl, I feel like the ones I've witnessed have been pretty successful. Now, was the ending kind of a literal crash out? Yeah, but like the middle was it was good vibes. Like, I don't know. I feel like friend to lovers trope for a girl and girl relationship would eat down. Oh, but like it would hurt if y'all broke up, but it would eat down like a lot. Like that's like very like that's genuine like your best friend. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, so we were talking about that and then I was like, okay, so what do you like? Like, do you like enemies to lovers? Like, she was like, oh, I kind of like, and I was like, Because I was like, oh, I like to read about that. She was like, me too. I don't think I would actually like it in real life. And I was like, I agree because it's like, why are you bullying? Granted, it's like, okay, like we can poke fun, whatever. Like I don't like I'm always here for a good joke, like do, like um but like a genuine enemies to lovers though, why would no. Cause no. Like no. I don't like that at all. Because why are you being mean to me? Like genuinely mean. Don't do that. But reading about it is too tea because it's like you know what's going on in like both of their heads, or sometimes you don't. Sometimes the author is like kind of just writing it from one POV. But I love when I can get the double POV and see what like um person one is thinking and person two is thinking, and then like I'm like, oh, they love each other so bad, or they like each other so bad, right? I'm trying to think of other tropes like strangers. See, okay, what I was telling her, I really don't. Maybe I don't. Let me choose my words carefully. Okay, one that I've had to get more comfortable with being in the real world and being an adult, I guess, is strangers to lovers because genuinely I'm like, well, how can we be strangers to lovers? Like, can't we just be friends? Because, like, I don't know, growing up, it's like I always knew everyone around me because I had known them since they were 11, right? And I just saw TikTok about this, and the girl was like, dating in real life is genuinely so awkward because it's like when you're in, she was talking about college, right? I'm talking about from like a high school, middle school perspective because in college she was talking about how like everyone talks, so if you're trying to get a background on this person, it's quick and easy, and I agree, and that's also why I was like, I don't want to date in college because everyone is going to know, like everyone's going to know everything, so it's just like no, because bro, I found out so much tea about people one I had never talked to in real life, and that just goes to show you how far it gets spread around, bro, because genuinely I'm getting told things about a person I've never once said hi to or even glanced at. I might follow them on IG, I might. But none, and I'm just like, because I'm like, one, didn't need to know that. Two, that's interesting because now I'm perceiving you. And I really don't want to perceive you. But honestly, I'm a very like lenient perceiver because I always give people grace. I'm always like, well, we're in college. Like I literally will give, especially if it's a girl, I always give them like the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, well, we're in college. Well, it was her first boyfriend. Well, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, it really be that. Like sometimes we're just in college and sometimes, and then I'm like, well, she's just 22. I'm like, well, we're 19. Like, can you blame her? You know what I mean? Whatever. So, yeah, I just feel like strangers to lovers, I've had to adapt to. Like, my only relationship, my most recent relationship was like strangers to lovers thing. And it was fun. Like, I think the type of people we genuinely took the time to like get to know each other though. But it's also like it was long distance. So, I don't know. I feel like it's different for everyone, but yeah, stranger lovers is definitely something to get adjusted to because it's really hard to trust people nowadays. And I do feel like social media plays a big role in that. And I don't know, I feel like God just has to send you the right person for real because dang. Okay, but on that note, so I went on like my first ever like first date on Monday. So 2 days ago. It's Wednesday today. And by like first ever first date, like that was my first time ever being like going on a first date. When I told the guy that, he was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah," because like and I guess you would call it like casual dating. I don't know, but I'm not dating anyone, but it was just like we just hung out and it was cool. It was fun. Um, it was like it's weird because he was telling me how like he gets like familiar with people quickly, or he feels like familiar with people quickly, and I feel like sometimes I do too, especially if we've had like certain conversations. I'm like, oh my god, like you're so cool. But I said all that to say it's like at the end of the day, just because you guys may have gotten deep at one point does not mean you know everything there is to know about this person. Because at the end, like you being with the person 24/7, or just being with the person like maybe twice 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day is going to show you more about that person than you just having conversations, if we're being honest, because at the end of the day I can say whatever I want to say. Action is gonna like show you what it is. And that's not to say that the person's going to be bad, but I think it would just allow you to understand the person better. Like let's say they say something, then you hang out with this person every week, you're seeing their actions, you're seeing how they react to things, you're seeing their facial expressions, their little quirks, da da da. And I think that that is so important, and especially coming out of like a long distance relationship, we literally only dated for like a month and a half, but I feel like I learned that that is important. Like being able to understand a person's like physical, not physical attributes, but like I guess the way they are socially, maybe, or yeah, just, their personality in real life. I think that's so important. Um, so yeah. But what was I talking about? The date? Yeah, the date was fun. We did a paint sip, but I'm not like an alcohol drinker. I really, it tastes so nasty. And I felt bad because he was like, oh, well, if you would have just told me, I would have brought you juice. And I was like, oh, sorry. But like we went to this place across the street, we got juice. I ended up drinking his because his definitely tasted better. But we painted, and then we ended up watching Lemonade Mouth, which was nice because like I love Disney movies. He also said he liked Disney movies, so I thought that was sweet. But yeah, that was nice. Um, I feel like, and okay, was this Monday or Tuesday? Like coming back, and I was telling one of my friends this, how I feel like every week since I've been here for what, 5 weeks now. I feel like I learned something new about myself, and I I feel like if you talked to me like 2 or 3 years ago, I would have been like, I don't think I could like be like a casual dater or whatever. I still don't know if that's true, but I'm glad that I did that for like the experience wise. Because normally, oh shoot, sorry y'all, Dana just texted me if I'm going to run club, and here we are. I can't because oh my god, I'm going to Florida tomorrow for my okay. Today's my mom's birthday, like I told y'all, but like we're gonna celebrate because she's turning 50 or she turned 50. But I have to pack tonight, and then I also have to call one of my friends tonight. One of my best friends from back home. Was I gonna tell her? I can't. I can't because I have to pack. Yeah, I have to pack tonight. Pack and clean. I have to clean. Dang, I have a lot to do. Pack and clean tonight. I'm heading FL tomorrow. And I love that I met someone who's also from Florida because like she just gets it. Not saying she'll understand this message, which she will, but like she just gets it. Mm. What was I talking about? Um, Send. Low-key hate typing on this iPad. Like I hate typing text messages. But anyways, so yeah, I feel like I just learned more about myself. And I feel like coming back from the date, like I was like kind of reflecting. I was like, okay, like this is what I like, this is what I didn't really like, not like didn't care for, but I was just like, that could have been different. And I kind of just took it for an experience. And I feel like I've always been someone, especially being a hopeless romantic, I'm like, oh my God, I want to experience this or I want to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, don't go crazy. But like a little romantic experience here and there is cool. And just like on some like PG type, like not PG-13. I mean, if you want to do PG-13, like that's up to you. But like for me, like just chill. Like I feel like the movie and the paint and the sip, and we were just talking, and it was cool. Like it was cool. Um, but yeah, I feel like I'm glad I did that. And part of me, I got a lot of anxiety the night before because I was like, oh my God, like what if he kills me? Or what if that's what he's trying to do? And what if I escape and then he gets mad that he didn't kill me, so he tries to find me again? Like it was just a lot of things, right? But I did a deep dive on him because I really don't play. Background checking all you guys. And I feel like everyone should do that. But yeah, so it was cool. Yeah. um and that's going into y'all this whole like pod just about to be like dating talk. Oh my god, I'm supposed to have my I thought I had my therapy appointment last week, which is why I was kind of rushing when I was like doing the pod. Like I thought it was that day, and it literally wasn't. It was on Wednesday. Then I changed it because I was like, I'm gonna be busy Wednesday. What was I doing Wednesday? I forget. I went to the Kennedy Center to watch the Princess Bride orchestra. But wait, why did I say that? Yeah, I have a therapy appointment. I'm like, oh my god, and I also booked a hair appointment because I want to trim. One of the girls at work, she was telling me this place she goes to, and she was saying how she keeps up with her trims regularly, and I was like, I should probably keep up with my trims regularly too because I want to promote growth within my scalp or on my scalp, right? Okay, but back to the dating whole thing. So then I was scrolling through TikTok yesterday because I went to the dentist yesterday and got like a cavity filled. And then I was just laying in bed because it was numb. And then when the numbness wore off, it was hurting. And I literally was like, and I hadn't eaten since 11 a.m. and it was like 7. So I'm scrolling through TikTok and I start getting like eldest daughter stuff and like stuff about being the oldest daughter and being like the oldest stuff like that. And then it was talking about like oldest daughters should date like oldest sons. And it was so funny to me because I'm like the person I went on, he was also like the oldest and he was obviously he was a son, whatever. But I was like, that's interesting because I definitely don't like part of me also, I guess, moving away or always trying to like be not necessarily be by myself because like I miss my family a lot sometimes, but I also like just going to places where no one knows who I am. Like just pulling up to a whole brand new place and then just figuring it out, right? But I hate like feeling like I have to like mother someone or baby someone or do whatever. And now that I literally say this out loud, I realize I've been out of that headspace for so long because um I have like I don't know if it's because like I have moved away or I have um surrounded myself with people who I don't have to do that with. But I just realized how much I really don't want to do that because I feel like I've really been doing that my whole life. And it's like when you are the oldest daughter, especially within an immigrant family, and it's like you're setting and this is just the oldest in general, like you're setting the tone for everyone else, is what your parents will continue to tell you. And so it's like I'm doing things for myself, but I'm also trying to do things to set up like my sibling or set up another person because like that's my role or that's my job, right? And it's stressful and it's like I remember I don't know how old I was, but I just remember crying like in bed because I was like, I don't want to be the oldest. I don't want to be the oldest because like my parents would always be like, "You're the oldest. You have to do X, Y, and Z. You're oldest. You have to do X, Y, and Z." But it's like, it's my first time living too. Like, I really don't want to do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? And so I like now that I'm here, I don't like the only person I really take care of is myself. And I love that because it's less stressful, I guess. It's like it's less pressure. Um and I get to make mistakes without someone being down my back being like, your siblings are looking at you. And I'm like, well, tell them to look away. Like, I don't know. But it's just refreshing being able to just, if I make a mistake, I acknowledge it and I don't have anyone in my ear constantly like pestering me about it or, um, like just, if that makes sense. And so, like, that being said, always feeling like you have to like mother someone or baby someone or like watch out for someone and do X, Y, and Z. I don't want to have to do that with a grown person. Like the only person I'm doing that for is genuinely my siblings because I love and I care about them. I'm literally not doing that for anyone. Well, my friends too. Don't get me wrong. Because like me and my friends, like, and these are like my closest friends, like the ones that I've known since like I was 11. Like we do that for each other. We watch out for each other, and yeah. But it's like when it comes to like someone I'm dating, and it's not that you're not gonna like watch out for them, but I'm not going to mother you for sure. And that's also what like a friend. I'm not gonna mother you 25/8. What the heck? Like because you have mom. But I think when it comes to dating, I don't I don't like people who can't be like self-sufficient, and not in a way that it's like you don't rely on your parents because it's like my parents definitely still give me an allowance. Yeah. But like in a way where it's like you self-sufficient in a way that like you have ambition to do things for yourself. Like you have like some sort of ambition that is pushing you to do X, Y, and Z, um, or to create X, Y, and Z, or to be X, Y, and Z. Like, you know what I mean? Not something where it's like, oh wow, my mom did this for me, so I have to go do this, and then I gotta da da da. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like always try like instead of like going and doing stuff for yourself or like doing your own research or going out and just like even going out and failing is okay. Like because at least you still put yourself out there. Like someone who's just like, well, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Like no one's we don't know. I literally don't know because I'm looking at you and we're the same age. Like I just got here. I don't know either, you know? So I think it's like something like that. It's like if I encountered someone like that, that would genuinely trigger me and I'd be like, ew. Especially if it's like a grown man, like what the heck? But yeah, I feel like I want someone similar to my mindset where it's like, okay, I want to do this now and I'm here. So how am I going to get from here to here? What is that middle going to look like? And I start trying to plan around it, right? And that's not to say you can't ask for help, but don't just ask for help when you haven't even tried yourself first, right? You know? So that's just what I think. Um how much time do we have? Oh, it's 31. Jesus. Okay, something I wrote down here was like excusing appearances. I hate when I pull up a video like it's like a TikTok or like a YouTube or whatever, and it's a girl and maybe she's like in a bonnet or maybe I don't know, like maybe she just woke up or something, and then she'd be like, "Oh, excuse my appearance." Girl, what? Why are you excusing your appearance? We're on this app, right? It's like if we didn't want to see you how you look, we would get off the app, or we wouldn't be on your channel, or we wouldn't be on your page. Don't excuse your appearance. Like, do not do that. Now, unless you genuinely look, like, let's say, you have a particular maybe like aesthetic or brand, but even then, I'm just like, oh, it's just social media. Like, let's say you had a job at a news station of, okay, well, now we should really be excusing your appearance and maybe you shouldn't be on the air. But if it's literally your YouTube channel, you know, especially when it be like the vlog channels, like, girl, we're here to see we want to see it all. We want to watch you sleeping. Don't excuse your appearance. It's okay. Okay, and the next one I wrote down was living abroad. I wrote down when life felt like a fairy tale, but I don't know what I'm referencing. And I hate that because I know it was a good feeling. But, anyways, living abroad, I want to live abroad. And I love that the company I work for, they have like offices abroad. I just don't, it's just a lot to choose from. And I, I don't know if it's that I want a certain experience and I don't know where to get it, or it's like, okay, I could choose here and I'll get this experience, but I could choose here and I could get this experience. And I'm like, well, which one really matters? Then I'm like, well, you could always just do both. But I'm like, that's a lot. And I don't know. I feel like sometimes thinking about the future just makes you think like, oh my God, there's not that much time left. But in reality, there's so much time. And I don't want to just be like jumping from place to place, but everything literally excites me. Like genuinely, I've been here a month, but when I went to go visit New York, I was like, wait, so moving to New York next year? Like, no, like I want to be here and just experience because it's like I was here last year for 2 months and now I'm a month and a half in now and I still haven't visited all the museums or even in the museums I visit, I still haven't been to all the floors or seen all the exhibits. And then there are always new exhibits coming in. It's like I want to wring everything I can out of DC. Like I want to get my full experience, right? Um, but yeah, I genuinely do want to have some time to live abroad. Um, because I was telling someone this other day, but I feel like moving abroad and just going to a place where maybe you're not familiar with certain things. Like me moving here, I was like Metro, interested. Like I was excited for the Metro, didn't know how it worked. And then being having my summer spent in DC and learning the Metro, I literally when me and my family went to Barcelona, I took my sister, I was like, okay, we're gonna go on the Metro, we're gonna go here. Because like now I know how to use a Metro, like technically, right? Now, was everything in Spanish? Of course. But linea uno means line one, and I took like a half a year of Spanish, so I got it. But just putting yourself in a place to figure things out will show you so much more about yourself. And um yeah. And even if it doesn't always go good, like sometimes I really be pushing myself to do things, and I'll be in like an awkward maybe like I'll push myself to be uncomfortable. Like I like to do that a lot. I'll be like, Adara, okay, we'll just go. Adara, okay, we'll just say it. Or Adara, okay, just like, you know what I mean? And sometimes I'll be like, whew, why did I do that? And then sometimes I'm like, okay, that wasn't that bad. And I could probably do it again now that I know what I'm up against, you know? So, yeah. Okay, you guys, I have to eat because I'm supposed to call my friend in 12 minutes. And I got Subway. I really shouldn't have got Subway, but I only wanted the cookies. But then I was standing there for so long because some family ordered four sandwiches. And I was like, dang, that kind of look good. So then I got a sandwich. And yeah, I need to go eat my quinoa. But okay, you guys. So that is going to conclude this week's episode. And I know it's late. So sorry to my 7 loyal viewers. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a lovely rest of the week. Um, Good vibes. God bless. And tune in again next week.